In progress.
Good afternoon. My name is Michael Randolph. And of course, I'm with the Center for Nonprofit and Community Development. Tonight, we're going to be talking about Lesson 5 in our Everything AI and Web3. As you know, that consists of a total of 10 lessons. We talk about 4 lessons already. So today's lesson is going to be on Web3 and blockchain technology. Ask a question. Let me ask a question. How many of you know about the Web3? And how many of you know about blockchain? Yeah, very few people do know in depthness about these two items we're going to talk about. Well, the decentralized internet and what it means for community is today's topic. Let's jump in it. Let's talk first about the evolution of the web. Web 1, Web 2, and Web 3. I started dealing with the internet around this time. And the Web 1, that is. The Web 1 was started in 1991 and it went to 2004. Well, some of the things about the Web 1, or limitation that is that it's the read-only web. It's static HTML pages. Users could only read contents, no interaction, no user profile, no comments, like a digital encyclopedia. That's exactly what it was back then. So I remember how everything got started. As I stated in all of my presentation dealing with AI and the Web 3, I love artificial intelligence and I've been around it for quite a while. So let's go back to Web 3. Web 3 is content creators control everything. Let me say it again. The content creators control everything. And then we go to 2004 to now, and that's the Web 2 came into play. The Web 2. Well, the Web 2 is the read/write web. So let's talk about it. It's interactive, social, user-generated content. You can create and share, but big tech companies own your data and your profits from it. Big tech platforms control everything. And now, today, and in the future, the Web 3. The Web 3 is a read, write, and own web. It decentralized blockchain power internet where you own your data, digital assets, and identity. No middleman or gatekeepers. Users own and control everything. So let's talk about blockchain. Throughout all of those presentations that I've given already, I mentioned the term blockchain, but I told you it's about security and I wasn't going to get in depth about it because it's a whole big animal by itself. So that's why we dedicated a whole lesson plan behind blockchain. Okay, what is blockchain? Blockchain is a distributed digital ledger that records transactions across a network of computers. Each record or block is linked to the previous one, creating an immovable, transparent, and tamper tamper-proof history. Now, this is going to get a little technical, so stay with me, but then we're going to get to the good stuff. So we're talking about blockchain. What do we mean by block? By block, we mean each block contain transaction data, a timestamp, and a cryptomatic hash uniquely identifying it. Chain. By chain, we mean each block contains the hash of the previous block, linking them to unbreakable consecutive chain. Decentralized. Thousands of computers worldwide hold identical copies. No single authority can alter or control the record. Immovable. Sorry about that. I got something in front of me that I'm trying to move. Immutable. Once the data is recorded on the blockchain, it cannot be changed or deleted, creating a permanent audit trail. I know this is a lot of technical stuff, but look, we're going to get to the good stuff. Bear with me as we go through the technical stuff for background purposes. Okay, smart contracts. Self-executing code on the blockchain. So what is a smart contract? A smart contract is a self-executing code stored on the blockchain. When the preset conditions are met, it runs automatically. No human, banks, or lawyers needed. Think of it as a digital vending machine. Put in the right amount and get exactly what you paid for. Here's some of the language right here. Don't ask me what that is. Okay, let's talk some more about the smart contract. First of all, it's zero middleman. Contracts execute automatically when conditions are met, removing lawyers, banks, and brokers. Trustless. Either party can change the terms after deployment. Code is law, transparent, and unstoppable. And finally, non-profit application, automated grant distribution, donor refunds, and fund releases when the program milestones are met. This is the future for nonprofits. This is how the future is going to look. So pay attention. Nonprofit can use smart contracts to ensure 100% of donation reach their intended purpose. Right now, there's a middleman. Okay, let's talk about the Web 2 and the Web 3. This is when it's going to start to get interesting. So you made it through all that technical stuff. Now let's get to, I call it the good stuff. Let's talk about the Web 3. Well, the Web 3 is the Web 2. That is today. And the Web 2 consists like Google and Facebook. By the way, they control your data. The Web 3, you own your data via your wallet. The Web 2, login, username, and password is owned by the platform. Web 3, login, cryptic wallet is self-sovereign identity. The Web 2, revenue goes to big tech platform. You know about that. Facebook and all those people like that. And how no matter what you make, they take some of that, not a lot of it. Now on the Web 3, revenue is shared by the creator and the user's Visa token. You don't have to go through that platform now to get to what you need to do. The Web 2, apps can be banned, censored, or delete. Apps can ban, censor, or delete your account. How many of you have been on Facebook and they deleted your account or they censored your account, told you what you could say and what you couldn't say? Now, with the Web3, it's decentralized nodes. Censorship resistant. Nobody censor you. The Web2, trust requires legal contracts and intermediates. The Web3, trust via codes. Smart contracts and enforce everything. And then finally on the Web2, donation platform take 5 to 15% of your fees. Blockchain donations reach recipients directly. So as you can see, and this not only as it relates to nonprofits, but as it relates generally to people who want to own their own work and not be censored, the Web3 offers a whole new platform. Okay, let's keep going. The blockchain. Which one does what? So the first type of blockchain we want to talk about is known as public blockchain. It's open to anyone. It's fully decentralized. All transactions are visible and maximum transparency and security. That's like Bitcoin and those other types of things. Then you have what's known as private blockchain. This is known as enterprise use. Access is restricted, controlled by a single organization, faster and more efficient. An example of this would be Hyperledger Fabric. That's one example. And then the third type of blockchain is consortium blockchain. That is shared governance, controlled by a group of organizations, semi-decentralized, best of both worlds. Example will be all three, the Arbor 3 and Energy Web Chain. And then finally, Hyper blockchain. It combines public and private features. Some data public, some private for control. An example of that would be Dragon Chain. Okay, let's talk about blockchain in the real world. Supply chain. Walmart traces food from the farm to the shelf in 2.2 seconds. What used to take 7 days, instant food safety recall because of that. Healthcare. Secure patients' records on blockchain, preventing prescription fraud and enabling patient-controlled health data. Transparent voting. Tamper-proof digital voting. Every vote is an immovable and mutable, auditable, autonomous record, eliminating fraud risks. Charitable giving. 100% of donations reach the intended recipient. Smart contract release funds only when the milestones are met. And then real estate. Property ownership records on blockchain eliminates fraud, reduces paperwork, and speed up transition. How many people do you know have had their property taken from them? But this right here, it changes the narrative. And then finally, identity, KPC. Banks use blockchains for KYC verification. Verify your identity once and reuse it everywhere. So we covered a lot today. And I hope that you got a better understanding of this thing called the Web3. Hopefully you got a better understanding of artificial intelligence because we went over that. We even talked about the 10 levels of artificial intelligence. We talked about the chat blocks like Claude or Gemini or Chat 3. We talked about a lot of things so far, but we still got 4 more lessons to go. So take your time, digest this information. We do have a class coming up sometime late in March, if not early in April, in which we were going to bring all this together. Everything that we shelled out in parts over the last couple of weeks, and the next 4 weeks, when we get that class, we're going to bring it all together. So thank you. It's been a pleasure providing you with this information because knowledge, what? Knowledge is power.